Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Okay, so work's done and you're craving something spicy and salty. I know. What I do is snack on Blue Diamond wasabi and soy sauce flavored almonds. They're so good, and almonds are a superfood. Don't deny your cravings. Eat them. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Okay, so you're between meals and you're craving something sweet, right? What I do is snack on Blue Diamond honey roasted almonds. They're so good. And almonds are a superfood. So don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Same old story back again. She's not a lover, she's just a friend. I'm sick and tired for you to blame it on me. Now you think it's funny. Now you wanna spend your money on girls, but you forgot when you were down that I was around. Call my love and call again. What in the world is happening? Listening, but don't yell at me. Isn't it ironic? All I ever do is smoke chronic. Boy, we forgot when you were down, I was around. Hit it. I can't eat, I can't sleep anymore. Waiting for love to walk through the door. I wish I didn't miss you anymore. Oh. I can't eat, I can't sleep anymore. Waiting for love to walk through the door. I wish I didn't miss you anymore. Why? Same old story back again. She's not a lover, she's just a friend. I'm sick and tired for you to blame.
How do we manage to tickle ourselves every week? Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. Straight out of Low Cash. It's the blackest show about nothing. The most successful, unsuccessful podcast on your
most consistent, inconsistent
inconsistent podcast on your wavelengths. WCNT cunt.
It's a real quiet storm tonight.
Quiet storm blowing. Quiet storm. Quiet storm. Yeah.
So what's going on?
You know.
Oh wait, I don't even have a quiet storm voice. Let me get one.
Just the birds and the trees and the
What
breeze.
you doing with that? Welcome back to another episode of Quiet Storm JNXT, the most successful, unsuccessful podcast, the most consistently inconsistent, the two niggers that I like in this world.
Because I was gonna say. Oh, you sound like you lead a cult that hates black people.
Me and my cigarettes are here tonight. Ready to entertain you. What's going on, Tony?
Oh, how was your week?
Busy, nigga. It is busy. And happy birthday to my husband.
Hey, happy birthday.
A nigga's getting old. You know what I'm saying? Gray hairs keep popping up the more that I talk. And, but I love this nigga, and he's older. So I'm blessed that he has entered this world.
Yeah. Happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
What else is going on in your week?
I hosted my first play date at the crib.
That's very adult and parenting.
Mm-hmm. I realized he came home and he was like, "We're hosting a play date on Saturday." I said, "Oh, okay." So I gotta get snacks and so I did. I got cheese and grapes and made salsa for the parents, and I, offered them liquor. They took it.
Yeah.
And had the kids make pizza, and I made them some cookies, and they came over here and played for hours, and I, had to talk to parents. Wow. It was funny because so one of them starts talking about CBD. And I was like, yeah, CBD's cool when you're trying to go to sleep or whatever, but what about THC?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, I smoke every day. I said, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, good, okay. And then it was like tribe, banda. So it was cool. It wasn't as awkward as I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? And then they told me that I did too much. They were like, at our play dates, we don't have cheese for the parents. And I was like, well, this is what I do, so.
Right.
And y'all are eating it.
Because I'm like, you have to make sure the kids are entertained and fed as well as and I thought play dates were like, you drop your kid off at the other person's house and then
that's why I didn't know if they were going to stay or if they were going to leave. I gave them the option. I said, you're welcome either way. I don't know if, Also, it was their first time over here.
That's fair.
So I get it, I too would stay.
Yeah.
For a limited amount of time.
Let make sure she all right.
But it was cool.
Go do what I gotta do.
It was cool. And then, gearing up for a lot of things, really working on a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So it was a good time. You may have seen me this week on a clip where I was invited to sit and make comments on a Tyler Perry movie. And I did. They couldn't use about 98% of them, but I did it.
Oh, where did you do it for?
I did it for A Fall from Grace.
No, I'm talking about
for Netflix.
Oh, awesome.
And a strong black lead. So,
awesome.
Shout out to Danielle Young for inviting Dustin and I. And we sat there, and all we had to do, they liquored us up, gave us food, and told us, all right, we're going to mic you up and make comments on the movie. And I was like, you want me to make comments on the Tyler Perry movie? On a microphone?
Right.
With like a tape that they can keep forever. Right. I was like, well, okay. All right.
Sure.
So I made comments on everything in that movie that I could that didn't have anything to do with Tyler Perry. So outside of them wigs.
Yeah.
And his wig, which looked like a SOS pad. But I still feel how I feel.
Okay.
It's all right to cross-dress for Christ. I'm gonna go give me some more Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Yeah, Granddad definitely got caught up in the cult.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Okay.
And I was good.
Okay.
How was your week?
It was cool. Nothing really happened. I was fiscally
sorry.
I was being fiscally responsible, paid a whole bunch of shit off, and getting my financial health in order, which is super important.
Importante.
That's pretty much it. Oh, and looking for CPA. Because it's like, it's tax time.
I told you who to hit.
Oh, I did. I emailed them, but I
Okay.
haven't got anything back.
Okay.
But still,
I'll reach out.
okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like Trump is stealing my money. So,
Well, that's inevitable.
well, like, I mean, I know the government steals our money in general, but like, I don't know. There's got to be some loopholes. Give me the loopholes that every other like mediocre white man has.
You need to know who you need to talk to.
Right. So, yeah, but I don't know.
They find all the loopholes.
I know. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I know I said it at the end of the last episode, but I'll say it at the beginning of this episode. I'm selling my webinar.
Yes.
$7. You cash at me, Venmo, PayPal. You put your email address in the note, and I'll send it directly to you. I'm not going to do any more live ones because the information I put in the 2 that I send out, they're invaluable, and they're general basic rules that you can apply to whatever. I might do an updated one maybe next year, but it's cool for now. The low is still on sale.
Yes. Make sure you purchase your musky scent.
Yeah, Goalie Gummy is still on sale.
Get your ACV in your life.
That's it. I think. Follow us on all social. That's it.
Get merch.
Get merch. All that. It's time for a break, right?
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll be back.
All right, bye.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, so work's done and you're craving something spicy and salty. I know. What I do is snack on Blue Diamond wasabi and soy sauce flavored almonds. They're so good, and almonds are a superfood. Don't deny your cravings, eat them. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Okay, so you're between meals and you're craving something sweet, right? What I do is snack on Blue Diamond honey roasted almonds. They're so good. And almonds are a superfood. So don't deny your cravings, eat them.
Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Research from looking back.
And we're back.
Oh, we have Chris Rodgers here from Free-ish Podcast. And hi. So
Messy boots.
Today is a test of our comedic muscle, I guess.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm not a comedian.
So it's alternative history facts or alternative facts live.
Yes.
Where
We didn't write stories this time.
we didn't write it. It's off the head. And Chris Rodgers gave us a bunch of going to give us a bunch of scenarios that he put in like a bowl for us to pick. And we go read each one by one, I guess?
Yes. Oh, have you been watching The Good Place?
No. I'm a whole season and a half behind.
Oh my God.
Because season 3 was very hard like to get into.
Oh, catch up.
Okay. I know this season 4 is the last season.
Catch
I know
up. Catch up.
that. Okay.
So we can talk about it.
Okay.
Catch up.
Okay.
Yeah. Over a nice beef Wellington dinner.
You can say it on this split too.
I don't even remember how that started.
Jade said that the Philly cheesesteak Hot Pockets are beef Wellingtons.
You know, if you're trying to have a cheap, decadent dinner, we learned that on Love After Lockup.
Yeah.
Check out the Patreon.
Yeah,
We had a good time this week.
we did. Okay, Jade, you go first.
Oh, shit. You know Free-ish is messy, so I'm scared.
Okay. Are you gonna give us a time limit on each, or are you just gonna let us go?
Oh, yeah, we should do a time limit. You wanna do
Oh,
a time
okay.
limit?
No.
No,
I don't care.
We'll do it next time.
Okay.
You want me to read it or you want to read it? Okay. So the first subject is taking off your shoes in a black person's house.
Oh, okay. So am I creating the story of the very first person to... Okay. All right. Maya Angelou was hosting a poetry cipher at her brownstone. You know, this was about 1973. And so, you know, niggas rang the buzzer. They had buzzers then. And so she let everybody up. And, you know, everybody was pretty raised. They knew, like, you know, there was one man who stepped in dog poo. And so he knew not to take bring his shoes into the crib. And a couple of them were nurses, because you got a group of black people, there's always going to be a couple nurses. And so, you know, they were used to cleanliness and whatnot. But there was one new girl. Her name was Andrea. She was the very first black Mormon that anybody had ever heard of. So she, you know, she wasn't raised. Where she was raised, they didn't take their shoes off when they walked in the house. And so she had just moved to New York City, the big city. You know what I'm saying? This is before she had children and was afraid of, like, murder. And Maya stopped her at the door. Well, what is wrong with you? Don't you know when you come into a black person's house, you take your shoes off?
Don't
bring the filth of the concrete into the sanctuary of my home.
Phenomenally.
And Andrea the Mormon learned that day that when you enter a black person's house, because she'd never had black friends before, that you take your shoes off.
Moses, take your shoes off. You're on holy ground. I heard her say, Moses, take your shoes off. You're on holy ground. Fire he's so burning. It's in my soul. It's in my soul right now. I heard her say, Moses, take your...
Okay.
Wait today.
Okay.
I don't know where the fuck.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
So we got a point on Jay's side.
Okay. God damn it.
Oh. We need the story behind the living single intro lady.
The problem is I know the actual story.
Well, maybe we always add like one real fact?
Yeah, okay, so
because I don't know the story.
Shit. It's hard for me because I know the real story. Can I pick something else? Sorry.
Extra. What does this way?
Okay.
I come prepared.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
Do you want to do it?
I'll say it. I need to create a story surrounding Ray Charles's light bill.
This feels like sweet retribution.
Okay. Okay. So there's an uncut scene in the movie Ray where Jamie Foxx is, you remember that time where he was sitting at the piano feeling around the wrists to see if they were big women or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So one day so in the scene, Jamie Foxx is sitting, at the piano, and he asked one of his right hands, to hand him some of the bills. So he said, Jimmy, roll up that bill there. That bill, I need to see how thick it is. Mm-hmm. And so he handed up the electric bill, the light bill, the PG&E, the Pacific Gas and Electric Company. And so it was rolled up. It was quite thick. And he was like, why the hell is my bill so damn high? And he was like, well, just because you don't need to see doesn't mean we can't see. And that's the story of Ray Charles' light bill.
Because when niggas know you're rich,
they will keep every light on
in the house.
And when it glows, it brings light out of darkness, giving you a rainbow.
Sorry to that man.
Sorry to that bill.
Oh, point XD.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, what? Oh my God. I have to create a story around sending nudes during slavery.
A concept, really.
All right.
Can I help you with this one?
Yeah, you would do a ping pong?
Come on,
yeah.
Okay, come on. Okay, start at this.
Okay. Sending news during slavery.
During slavery.
Okay. So one day Jebediah saw Miss Oletta staring at him from the door entryway from the big house while he was tending to the garden outside. She looked at him wistfully. She looked at his big, strong back. And, he looked back at her and noticed that, even though she was covered up, he could see, the glimmer of her wrist.
Yeah.
And, the shimmer of her chocolate, skin on her forearm. They were quite toned.
Yeah.
From churning butter.
So, Miss Oletta, she would give the eyes to Jebediah because, she wanted that work.
Yeah, she did.
And so, it was one particular day where she said, I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to set out what it is that I want him to take. So Jebediah is out in the field. What'd you say he did again?
Oh, he was tending to the garden outside.
Tending to the garden, you know what I'm saying? And then the tobacco garden. And Miss Oletta decided she was going to come outside. She had to bring him something. And as she turned away and walked very slowly back to the big house, she dropped Bible. She dropped the Bible. And I dropped my Bible. And she bent over, making sure that Jebediah saw what she was working with. And she looked back at it, and he realized she didn't have no panties on under her petticoat. And that was the first person to ever send a nude during slavery.
I ain't got no panties on, ain't got no panties on, I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. I ain't got no panties on, ain't got no panties on, I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. I ain't got no panties on.
Okay.
The ancestors are proud of you.
Okay.
Are they?
We started with my
Yeah, you did.
Okay. On both sides.
Okay.
Okay. What inspired Jill Scott's walk in the park? Oh.
Oh, I want this so bad.
Me too, because this is a one-word story.
Oh.
Grits.
Grits. She had to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
She liked to cut through the part. Oh, my face.
Okay.
All right. I have to create a story around reusing Chinese food containers.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The year was 1983, and Deborah had a long day at work. Deborah had 4 kids at home that she had to take care of. She also attended school at night. So usually she was able to prepare meals. You know, she would get up early in the morning because black women are magic. And then she would, you know, get everything together. But it was this particular night she didn't have it. So she said, I'm going to order y'all some Chinese food because they had just started delivering. No, they didn't. They started that in the 70s. But anyway, so Deborah feeds her children the Chinese food that night. She goes off to class. And the next day, her children, Nyla, Tennyson, and the little one, beloved, said, well, we don't have no more Chinese food. Like, we ate it all. Because she made them take it for lunch also. So there was no more for dinner. And Mom had to go to class. So the kids decided they, going to make their own dinner that night. So, they make Idaho potatoes from the packet of the dried potatoes. They make beef Wellington with homemade gravy. Elder Tennyson hooked up the gravy. Again, the beef Wellington was really just Philly cheesesteak Hot Pockets with a little gravy on top and some broccoli. And they ate and they had a good evening, watched a little TV. And then they realized, well, we made too much beef Wellington and too many packets of potatoes. And Mom has to eat later. And Nyla, Ancestress Nyla, she had an idea. She said, well, Mom is having, she goes from here to there and everywhere. We should pack her lunch. We'll meal prep. Well, we don't have. They take off to the kitchen and they're looking through the cabinets and they're like, all right, this Tupperware container and this one does not have a lid. Oh, this one is half broken and this one is leaking. Well, how are we going to pack Mom's lunch for every day with not enough containers? And Elder Tennyson said, well, I have an idea. And they hadn't taken the trash out yet that day and niggas weren't yet recycling. So he's like, this is going to be kind of gross, but I'll make sure I make it work. And he goes in the trash, and Elder Tennyson pulls out all of the Chinese food containers from the previous day. And he bleaches them down, and he washes them. And he goes, we'll pack Mom's lunch in these. And Nyla said, that's genius. And those are the first people to ever use Chinese food containers for
and what year was this?
Tupperware. 1983.
Got it.
Two of my old shot make out. Hey. Wheel cooling in the wheel like a steak out. Hey. I so motherfucking low. Hot box when you drive through Chinese takeout. Two of my old shot make out. Hey. Wheel cooling in the wheel like a steak out. Hey. I so motherfucking low.
I told you them kids has been here before.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll be back.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
Okay, so work's done and you're craving something spicy and salty. I know. What I do is snack on Blue Diamond wasabi and soy sauce flavored almonds. They're so good, and almonds are a superfood. Don't deny your cravings. Eat them. Blue Diamond Almonds. Crave victoriously.
And we're back, and this episode is brought to you by Imperfect Foods. All in all, over $218 billion of food goes to waste in this country every year, including 20 billion pounds of produce. That's what Imperfect Foods is here to change. Imperfect Foods is the only food delivery service that buys the perfectly nutritious and delicious foods grocery stores won't sell and delivers them to you at a discount so you can save money and help reduce food waste. Imperfect Foods sources directly from farmers committed to quality and delivers delicious Imperfect groceries to you for up to 30% less than grocery stores. I know I ordered a box recently. Got some, I get it. They're less than perfect vegetables. Got some carrots.
But they look just fine to me.
But it's fine. If you cook it, it's all good.
It tastes the same.
Right.
It's delicious.
Right. Imperfect Foods flexible plans let you pick healthy seasonal produce alongside grocery staples. Along with quirky looking but delicious produce, you can also get surplus coffee, discolored quinoa, off-sized eggs, slightly scarred almonds, and more. Read about Imperfect Foods in the New York Times, Bloomberg, and Forbes, or ask any of their over 200,000 satisfied customers. Start saving time, saving money, and saving waste right now, because when you go to imperfectfoods.com/JXD now through February 16th, you'll get $10 off your next 4 orders. That's a total of $40 off. Just go to imperfectfoods.com/JXD to get $10 off your next 4 orders. imperfectfoods.com/JXD and enter JXD at checkout.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're back doing Alternative Facts Live.
Yes.
I think it's my turn.
Is it my turn? That is a very black ass version of this motherfucking song.
Okay. So I need to create a Joker story around emergency wigs.
Wait, what?
An emergency wig.
Okay. Emergency wigs.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. The year was 1976. Beverly Stewart just finished protesting right outside the factory.
Mm-hmm.
She was with her normal girls, Susan, this other new girl. She led the pack, but nobody was really fucking with her like that.
It was the Honey Bunches of Oats lady.
No. They call her something like Norma Ray or something, whatever. Some new bitch or whatever who tried to shake the system up. But Beverly was out here doing the work a lot longer. So Beverly, bust down the doors and got corporate to cave initially into the demands for equal opportunity and women's rights and things. Norma Ray, she tried to take all the credit, but again, we know it was Beverly Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
One day, Todd was one of the big execs over at the factory, up top at headquarters, one of the big wigs.
Always a big wig named Todd.
Yeah, Todd. And he was trying to look for ways to quiet down the crowd, silence some of this brouhaha, And so he took a look at the crowd and he was just like, I don't know. Nothing that, really tickled my fancy that we can promote and be the quote unquote face of the company. So Beverly, she happened to get super sweaty and out there, and her wig that she had on was just in disarray, and she knew that the media was coming to cover the protest, and so she went to the bathroom, and in her satchel she had a shake and go.
Yes.
She was like, just in case.
I don't make it home tonight.
Just in case I have my emergency wig in my purse. Because my mother always taught me, you should always have an emergency hair piece.
My mother always taught me that you make sure you always wear panties.
Yeah. Yeah, panties
You never know
and
when
wig.
you're going to get arrested.
Yeah. Same.
And the first time I got arrested, I didn't have no panties on.
Same concept.
Continue.
Same concept, though. You got to make sure your hair care is right.
Yes.
Right. So all of a sudden, she emerges back into the crowd with her new hair. And all of a sudden, Todd sees her loom and says, aha, that's it. So he rushes downstairs and says, everyone, I hear your concerns. We would like to pick this woman to be the face of our company. So Norma Ray on the back looks stunned.
No, you're fine.
And Beverly looked around the crowd, stood up on the table that was next to her and said, "Ha ha, bitches, I got a job." And that's the story of Beverly Stewart and her emergency wig.
Don't touch my hair when it's the feelings I wear. Don't touch my soul.
All right.
Yeah.
I snap louder, but I'm actually detangling my hair from braids. Okay. No.
This is the Living Single Lady.
Your job is to tell us the backstory of the dancer from the intro of Living Single. The alternative story, because I guess if other niggas know this, if he knows the story, that means some other niggas do too.
So, crack was a thing in the 90s. Our protagonist's name is Shaquanetta. And, she was just at this party. It was, the 90s. So, everybody's just vibing. We at the function. We just chilling. And this young woman by the name of Diana.
Okay. Dirty Diana. No.
There was a lady by the name of Dana.
Dana.
Yes. Who strolled up to Shaquanetta at the party. Said, "You's a fine thing." Now, I don't know what straps were made of back in the 90s, but I know she rubbed it on Shaquanetta's
Something with
leg.
BPA in it.
Something with trans fats or something. Something we can use.
Beef tallow.
So, Dana got close to Shaquanetta. Shaquanetta got close to Dana. Dana started telling her about her job and how she, wanted to be a big star and a big actress, and she was working on this TV show coming up. So Shaquanetta's like, I dance, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be out here getting my things, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the voice I get from.
I see.
And so Dana's like, well, you could just come work on my production, you know what I'm saying? And so that night, Shaquanetta got shocked.
Oh, wait, no. Can I finish it? Do you mind?
You got it.
So, Shaquanetta wasn't really a dancer.
Oh, my God.
She lied. She was just really attracted to Dana and honestly was looking for her big break. She had moved to the big city from Beaumont, Texas, and she needed to make it out here, and she hadn't had any opportunities yet. And see, Dana was a rapper. Up and coming, underground at the time. Yeah. Yep. So she gets to the pilot rehearsal for the show, and they say, "Okay, it's time for you to dance, Shaquanetta." And she froze up. She didn't know what the fuck to do. So she starts praise dancing. She channels church. And everybody loved it. They were like, it's perfect. And that's how Shaquanetta got the job as the intro dancer on Living Single, even though she wasn't technically a real dancer.
Mm-hmm. She was just trying to get with her queen.
Yeah.
Big teeth.
Yeah. Shaquanetta grew up to be one of the most desired choreographers in the game, with a lifelong beef with Lori Gibson. The end.
She was supposed to have the dream come true.
Okay. Funny. Oh my God. This is so ghetto. First use of Pump It Up Spritz.
Oh.
Because it's a thing.
It was a thing.
So first use of Pump It Up Spritz, right? Okay. So it was a dark and trying time in 1984. The community at large, and by the community at large, I mean black people. The community at large was forlorn over the fact that their beloved Afro Sheen was in shortage.
Beautiful people use Afro Sheen. Yes, everybody use Afro Sheen.
Yeah, there was a shortage because there was a bad batch. Yeah. Someone left, the factory door open and their little chihuahua got caught in the vat.
Oh,
yeah. And
they peed in the Afro Sheen?
The chihuahua remains were scattered and liquefied.
I didn't know it was
This went really.
Oh, that came from kids. All right.
Free-ish, everybody. Of course, it's an Asian product. Look at every beauty supply store.
I ain't never seen their hair still.
Sorry.
That threw me off. So anywho, it was also Los Angeles, 1984. LaToya Jenkins was getting ready for her debutante ball. LaToya had saved enough money washing cars earlier. It worked fine because, she lived in Leimert Park. And so the community supported her.
Yeah.
She was the prettiest thing in Leimert. And shut up!
Oh, we haven't had one of those in a while.
Right. And so when the news, of Afro Sheen products were contaminated, tampered with, she lost all hope because she knew she couldn't get her natural the way she wanted it to. But her big play cousin, or her play sister, Mary.
Proud Mary.
Yeah, Mary. She was named after the song,
Yeah.
Proud Mary. Even though people think it was really like her mother and father was married because they liked Ike and Tina because they fashioned their relationship afterwards. They thought it was cute, but it really wasn't. And they also thought it was a very black song. Little did they know it was written by a white person. And so she said, "No, girl, I have the solution to your problem. I have the balm to your Gilead." And she was like, "We're going to take this I'm gonna braid you up and give you this. What, Dudley's? No. Trust me, baby. I got you. So she whipped out this bottle called Spritz. She spritzed it on real ground, just because it's not a full spray. It's a and it held that night. She won her debutante ball.
Yes.
And that was the story of the Afro Sheen shortage of 1984 and how LaToya Jackson won her debutante ball.
Oh, come one and all to the debutante's ball. It's very refined. See pale wooden faces.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the 60s? What is this?
The 80s.
Oh, in the 80s.
Yeah.
Crack in the 80s.
What's our time?
Crack in the 80s. Okay. So, there was this couple. They were pink. And their last name was Reagan. Hers was Nancy. His was Ronald. So, you know, they was drinking a little, they were drinking a little absinthe one night. You know what I'm saying? They decided to get a little loose in the crib. And they were both like 1,000 years old anyway. So they're drinking a little absinthe in the crib. And then they had a little pillow talk, because you know how it goes. So they have a little pillow talk. Well, what do you think the niggers are up to? And Nancy's like, I think, they're thriving. It's kind of weird. Like, they're opening businesses, and slavery just ended like 5 minutes ago, and they're thriving. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, they trying to go to school with us. They do go to school with us. Right. Our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, our great-great-grandkids, because these niggas were old. And Ronald's like, I don't like it either. What's going on? How can we do something about this? Because white genocide is a thing.
Yeah.
And so Nancy was like, I'm going to put 10 on 20 and I need you to pick up what I'm putting down. So she's like, we could do this from the inside. Now, what Ronald didn't know was that she had a black lover. His name was Dante. And Dante blew Nancy's back out on a weekly basis when Ronald would go on his political excursions. And so he thought she was handling, business, and she was handling business. So Dante had put her on to some of the underground jazz clubs. She saw niggas snorting up and doing things. And she was like, so bust it.
Oh my
Dante is a genius. I'm going to use what he's given me. So she said, you know, cocaine? She's like, because niggas ain't using heroin no more. She's like, Ray Charles blew it for everybody. She's like, so cocaine. See, I learned somewhere that if you mix it with a couple of things and break it down, it becomes this thing called crack, okay? Some of your colleagues smoke it in the back house. If we take that and put it where the niggers are, it will spread, and they won't thrive. Ronald's like, yo, bitch, you a motherfucking genius. He's like, nah, but it's gonna trace back to us. He's like, we gotta figure out like a covert operation so that it don't look like it's coming from us. So bust it. I'm the first lady, right? She's like, what I'll do is I'll create a anti-drug campaign. So it looks like we don't like what's happening to the communities. Meanwhile, I need you to set your niggas up and make sure you distribute this crack throughout the neighborhoods. And he said it. He's like, yo, bitch, I know I married you for a reason. And that's how the crack boom happened in the 80s.
What's up with that? Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. What's up with that? Y'all cowards don't.
It's always a white woman behind some evil.
Always. All right, Chris Rodgers, I have one for you. You are to craft a story about the first person to order light ice.
We already did that.
Yes, but he's never given us the story.
Light ice.
Does somebody have a seal as a pet? Okay, go ahead. There's a well in Flatbush. Sorry, go ahead.
So, back in the back days, back when we were slaves.
Oh my gosh.
Who was slaves? I wasn't a slave.
Oh, I'm mixed. I don't know. This is from y'all.
Shut up! You were this fucking mixed. I hate you.
He gonna say I'm Christian and crackhead.
I said my daddy's a crackhead and my mom was a Christian. Anyway, so back in slavery days, there was a slave named
Zebediah.
And Zebediah was out there working on the field. Oh, they was hitting wade in the water and everything. The girls were out there doing the work today.
Yeah.
And so Zebediah was thirsty. And, you know, Miss Millie was outside washing the clothes and humming to whatever white people would be humming to in 1861. And so he tried to stroll over to her bucket and get a little handful of water. Of course, you know, she was racist as hell, so whip, whip, whip.
Oh my gosh. Not whip, whip, whip.
Who said that?
I'm trying not to make it graphic.
Free-ish media does.
I like to be all ages. So the next day, Jebediah goes back and he's like, I'm getting Miss Millie, okay? All I wanted was a little water. But Miss Millie that night had slept with her other slave.
Nebediah.
These names you're giving me are not conducive to the storyline. So,
what am I supposed to have, an arsenal of slave names in my lexicon?
I mean, everybody has a few slave names.
Charlie Boy.
Okay, so she had slept with Charlie Boy, and Charlie Boy had said, "You need
Nigger Jim." I don't know.
Charlie Boy.
Charlie Boy was like, "You need to be nice to them niggas outside. They's doing the work." And you know, Miss Millie, you know, once you get a white woman like Nancy, you know, they become geniuses. So she decided to give water to all the girls in the plantation by spraying them with a hose. And everybody was like, that didn't help. So Zebediah, whichever one that was.
That's the first one.
He goes to that original pot of water he saw. He broke a little ice chunk in there. And he was like, that's too much for freedom. I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit of light ice.
Just a little bit.
And that's the story of how we came to freedom. And how light ice was in there.
Okay.
Not a club, no jersey. I don't want no liquor cause I've been drinking that dirty. Bring that ace by the case, my niggas with me. Bring some ice for my cup, my drink with me. Diamonds on me dancing.
Okay, good job.
I do better with crackhead stories, honestly. Time period stories are hard.
I have a time period story. This is about the first drill team.
Okay.
So, Miss Oda was in charge of all of the laundry for the big house. We're very obsessed with slavery. But this is where our roots are. She was very upset. I mean, she was in charge of all the laundry for the big house. So, as the big house grew, and the master's wife had all these children, and then he was impregnating a whole bunch of other people, so there was just more and more kids just growing. The laundry grew. There was a lot of laundry. And it ended up being about a group of 8 women who were doing the laundry for the big house. So one day, they're out there washing in the river, hanging the clothes up, talking, having girl time. And Miss Oda was like, y'all been doing this now for 27 years, I think, because I'm not quite sure when a year begins or ends. But it's been a long time. Let's do something to make this interesting. And the girls are like, well, girl, make a new song then. And that's actually how Wade in the Water came to be. But, so she was like, all right, I just want to have some fun. I'm tired of living my life the way that I'm living it. So then Ethel and Dorothy over there were hanging up the sheets. And Ethel does a move with the sheets. And Dorothy follows the move with the other sheet. And all the girls started using the laundry and doing these synchronized moves. So they can keep themselves entertained while they did the housework. And that's the story of the first ever drill team to ever exist.
Okay, and Wade in the Water, apparently.
What's the flag people called?
Gay.
Okay. Okay.
Factory worker.
I'm in the band. You're like, me too.
I'd say.
All right, well, alternative history facts.
Live. This is just an exercise for us, really, for us
That's
to get
really
better.
all it was.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks, C-Raj.
Thanks, C-Raj. Check out Freeish Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out Freeish, at Freeish Media. Check me out. CXRODGE for y'all that can't spell.
Oh my God. Can't.
Shout out to my cousin Pookie. Shout out to my daddy.
All right, this is why you can't give niggas microphones.
Nope.
Shout out to Calvary.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
With the new iPhone SE for less than $100 at Metro, you rule. It's the most affordable iPhone on the #1 brand in prepaid. So whether you're studying online or FaceTiming.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, dear. The iPhone SE has all you need. Switch to Metro and get the iPhone SE for $99.99 after rebate redemption and 6 months of service with AutoPay. Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day. Limit 1 per account/household. Requires port and ID validation. Not valid for numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Right now, switch your family to T-Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 a line with AutoPay and 5G access included on America's largest 5G network. So don't wait. Get unlimited and nationwide 5G access for the whole family for just $25 a line. Visit a T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com today.
plus taxes and fees. Customers may notice lower speeds and further reduction if using over 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video at 480p. Unlimited while on our network. Qualifying credit and 4+ lines required. Capable device required for 5G. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain features. See T-Mobile.com.